Hi, this is Dale Stringer with First Medicare Advisors. We're going to be talking about the 2016 Medicare Part D and the donut hole. I would suggest that you pause this video for just a moment and grab a pencil and some paper so you can take some notes. This is the time of the year that we start receiving more and more phone calls from people who have reached the donut hole for Medicare Part D and may need a refresher on what it's all about. Now, entering the donut hole is not a function of time, but rather a function of expenses. In 2016, you'll reach the donut hole, also known as coverage gap, when the amount of money that you have spent plus what the insurance carrier has spent on your behalf reaches a total of $3,310. Now, the donut hole is also referred to as the coverage gap, but that term is becoming less and less appropriate. Now, the coverage gap implies that you do not have coverage. That's not the case. Coverage inside the donut hole, or the coverage gap, is increasing each year. Now, while you're in the first phase of coverage, for example, you simply pay a copay for your prescriptions based on what tier the drug is in. Once you're in the donut hole, instead of paying a copay, you pay a discounted amount for the cost of the drug. Now, last year, you reached the donut hole at $2,850. This year at $3,310. Now, you'll get out of the donut hole when you have spent out of your own pocket, and that totals $7,062.50. Now, please note, getting into the donut hole looks at your expenses plus what the insurance carriers have spent. Getting out of the donut hole looks only at your own particular expenses. In 2016, you'll get out of the donut hole at $7,063. Last year, when you were in the donut hole, you received a discount of 55% off of your brand drugs and 21% off of your generic drugs. This year, the discounts are 45% off your brand drugs and 58% off your generic. As the discounts inside the donut hole get greater, your liability inside the donut hole also shrinks. Now, the donut hole is slated to close entirely, but that's not going to happen until 2020. Now, our first suggestion to clients who are in the donut hole is really to do some comparison shopping. Your coverage in the donut hole is a discounted amount based on the original cost of the drug. You will only pay 45% of the cost of the brand drug and 58% of the cost of the generic, because prescription prices can vary. I would suggest that you call several pharmacies in your hometown and inquire as to the price of some of your prescriptions. You may be surprised by what you hear. Now, if you're paying 45% for the cost of a drug, it only makes more sense to start with the lowest price possible. Now, the next suggestion we can offer is to speak with your doctor about the possibility of generics. Only you and your doctor can make that decision about what's best for you. Now, the final suggestion we have is for those of you that have already entered the donut hole is to mark your calendar now for open enrollment. Now, an open enrollment for Medicare Part D runs from October 15th through December 7th. This is the only time of the year that you can change Part D plans. Perhaps another carrier or plan design might be more cost-effective for you for the year 2017. You cannot change plans right now, but may be able to find something more efficient next year. Now, if you have questions about your Medicare Part D prescription plan or other related subjects, please feel free to give us a call at 1-800-825-2919, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction.